Hi there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean from SMK Marketing. Thanks very much for coming back along. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different because it's not actually a product that I have to hand or something that I'll have to hand anytime soon, but it is something that could be a huge game changer for small business owners. So what is it? Well, get subscribed and let's get right into it, shall we? So then, what I am talking about today is this. This is the apparent leaks of what will become the brand new iPad. Now I say iPad, that might not mean much, but what I mean is the base iPad, the budget iPad. Officially it will be the 10th generation iPad. The current iPad, officially the 9th generation iPad, went on sale midway through last year, 2021, and is essentially a modern version of what was the 2019 iPad Air, albeit with a few changes in features. For example, it only has a 10.2 inch screen compared to the iPad Air's 10.5 inch screen. It comes with the A13 Bionic chip, which is essentially the one that was in the iPhone 11 a few years back, and starts with 64 gigabytes of storage, which is actually quite impressive considering the brand new iPad Air with the M1 chip also comes with only 64 gigabytes of storage at the base price. It's a bit annoying for the Air. It's good value for the standard iPad. But, and this has kind of been the sticking point with these base iPads for a couple of years now, it is a really old design. Now it still looks fine, it still looks arguably more like an iPad than even, this does. This is kind of just a black square, and, if you got a Samsung tablet that looks the same, you wouldn't really be able to tell them apart anymore. So, that 8th gen iPad, 9th gen iPad still looks more iPad, at least to my eye, but it is an 8-year-old design. So it is very much due an update, and that's what we're here to talk about today, is that it seems to be coming. These leaked CAD designs come from My Smart Price and appear to show what will be the new 10th generation iPad, but with a slightly new design, although not the one that a lot of people might have expected, because as I've kind of touched on already, the base iPad tends to get older iPad Air designs. So it kind of stands to reason that the new one might get the squared off design that the iPad Air first got in 2020 with the 4th generation, which essentially looks like this. It is identical almost to the 11-inch iPad Pro, only that it has a 10.9-inch screen rather than 11 inches to make it marginally different. So you could be forgiven for assuming that Apple would go that way and reuse the old chassis for this new base iPad, although that actually might be why they're not doing that, because if it looks too like the current iPad Air, then why would you buy the iPad Air? It's already wildly overpriced for what it is. No, so what they are doing for this is they seem to be adapting a squared off design, which is great because, ever since the 2018 iPad Pros brought in that squared design with the flat edges, flat back, everything has gone that way. It's slated to get a 10.5 inch screen, which is a slight update over the current one, and will probably be the 10.5 inch screen from the 2019 iPad Air with a full laminated display, but it will be housed in a new body, although it will retain the home button. Real home button. What Apple have done in recent years is introduce Face ID to the Pro models, same as the iPhones, but have kept Touch ID in the Air and the Mini and the base iPad. What they've done with the squared off designs for the Mini and the Air in recent years is move the Touch ID sensor to the home button up here on the top of the iPad, which is really annoying. So it will have the squared off design, but still with a pretty bezelful front display and front design, but completely flat sides. And that also brings us to another good point, is that it will likely get support for the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, which requires flat edges to connect to the side to charge and connect to the iPad. These CAD designs don't fully display it, but it is highly likely that this 10th gen iPad will get USB-C, again further backing up that it will support the 2nd generation Apple Pencil. This also means that the iPhone will essentially be the only major Apple product that does not have a USB-C port in it once this new device leaks. And again, it makes total sense. The EU is putting pressure on Apple to make USB-C universal, so it's entirely likely that the iPhone 15 next year will get USB-C if they don't jump the gun and put it on the 14 this year. So it makes total sense that redesigning this new iPad from the ground up, they would essentially future-proof it with a USB-C port. So then, why am I talking about this? Well, as with everything I do, I like to relate Apple products back to how they can be particularly useful for small business owners. I myself am a small business owner and run everything I do off a handful of Apple products. And I truly believe that this 10th gen iPad will be the perfect tablet for small business owners. And there's a very good reason why. These leaked CAD designs do not say what chip it'll get, but it is highly likely that it will get the A14 chip from the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is filming me right now. The A14 is also the basis for the M1, which is in this iPad, and the M1 Pro and Max, which are in my MacBook over there. It's a really good chip, it's very versatile, it's still lightning fast in my iPhone, and would work very well in a tablet, especially a base level tablet. If you are a small business owner already, or if you're looking to set one up, chances are you probably already have a computer or laptop or MacBook or iMac or something like that to run the business on a daily basis. And that's great, that's exactly what I do as well. But having a tablet, ideally an iPad, to supplement and even complement the workflow that you can do on your MacBook or on your laptop or on your desktop, really, really handy as a small business owner for a multitude of reasons. Now, I've already touched on particularly why I upgraded to this from the iPad Air. I link to that up there if you want to go check that out. But there are a lot of good reasons why you should pick up this new iPad if it comes in this design with support for the Apple Pencil 2 and USB-C. For one, having a tablet is just so much easier, especially a relatively powerful one, because you could do most of what you could do on your laptop with it in a smaller size that you can fit in your pocket sometimes without having to lug around your laptop, or if you don't even have a laptop, obviously without having to look around your desktop. Get a cheap Bluetooth keyboard for it and you can take notes on it, you can write scripts on it, you can write Excel docs on it. And the Apple Pencil 2 is much better than the original one, making note-taking much easier. If you're writing prescriptions, it'd be much easier. If you're signing Excel docs, signing PDF documents, anything like that, marking up PDF documents, marking up tests or anything like that you might be doing is really, really useful on an iPad. With the second gen Apple Pencil, it's even better. That's one way it can be useful. The other way is genuinely as an extended screen, using the universal control feature that's available in all iPads, but is particularly good on those with a bigger screen. It is also guaranteed to still keep that wide-angle front camera for center stage for meetings and Zoom calls and whatever conference calls you might be making. Also, thanks to upcoming features on iPadOS 16, say like Freeform, which is essentially a collaborative whiteboard document app that you can share with other iPad users, other MacBook users. Again, having it on an iPad that's going to not cost you all the money in the world is very, very appealing. Other features of this new iPad design on the back include a camera bump, which will be a first for this base level iPad. Clever little design. The camera should be considerably better and will probably offer, higher quality photos, probably 12 megapixel camera, likely 4K video recording again, which is really nice because the current iPad cannot do that. Only the Pros and the Air with their bigger camera modules can offer that. So that should be a nice addition, and it'll come with a flash as well. Now, do many people take photos with their iPad? No. But if you're using this as a business tool, it'd be very nice to have that option with you in your tablet, in your all-in-one device. But obviously, the important thing, especially for small businesses, is the price. If this is too expensive, like the iPad Air is, no one's going to buy it, especially if you're a small business owner, and why would you? Because you can get an Android tablet for much cheaper, or you can get an old refurbished iPad Pro or iPad Air for much less than the current iPad Air, which again I maintain is a total rip-off. The 9th generation iPad came in at €399 here in Ireland, and with a few new features it is quite likely that this new one will get a little bit more expensive, but I don't expect this getting a major price increase. I reckon probably €450 at an absolute peak, because the iPad Air comes in at €700, which is insane. The iPad mini comes in at over $500. So having this has to be cheaper than the iPad mini. This is going to be such a good device. But again, the core thing that I think is going to be very, very beneficial to it is if it comes in under €450, it's a perfect travel laptop to supplement or complement your work laptop, the thing that you run your business off, whether it's a laptop or a desktop. Having a powerful, beautiful, full of tech tablet, especially an iPad if you have a MacBook, will be a brilliant addition to your workflow and will surely make your day-to-day business much easier. Now, I'll go into far more detail on exactly how, once this is confirmed. Again, these are only leaks, but they look pretty good, don't they? I really like the design of this. I think that new squared-off design really makes that front look better, even with the home button. I think the back looks fantastic. I really like that it's likely going to have USB-C and support for Apple Pencil 2. I think this is going to be a brilliant product. If it comes in like this at under €450, I will be recommending it to everyone, and I will probably buy one for everyone in my family because it'll be that good. But anyway, that was it. Just wanted to touch on those leaks. You've seen them now. Let me know your comments below. Do you think this is what the iPad 10th generation is going to look like? Or are Apple going to actually give it the chassis from the current iPad Air, the squared off iPad Air with, a Touch ID in the lock button? Don't forget to please subscribe as well. I'll be giving away a free pair of AirPods to one lucky subscriber once I hit that 1,000 mark. A little bit to go yet, but I want to hit it ideally this year before Christmas. So that's, the goal I'm setting myself. I really need your help on that, and I will have a pair of AirPods to give away to one lucky subscriber once I hit that mark. So do hit the notification bell as well. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next one.